I'm Eric, your co-host. We are still missing our co-host Garrett, who hasn't been here for about 25 episodes.
Garrett who?
Yeah, exactly. Garrett who? He's living life high on the hog, which is funny because we have like lunch every 2 weeks, and he goes, "The show is great." Anyway, we're joined by Carla from
Burnt Korn, Alabama.
where she is the
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You don't care.
1 a.m. bitch at the Dairy Queen and the local newspaper.
I'm the head bitch in charge of both places.
This show started. Does anybody have anything they hate?
I'm walking my dog, and inevitably there's a unleashed dog that comes flying towards my dog. I'm not afraid of the dogs. I'm not afraid. I'm fine. But the irresponsible owner comes out of the shop and is screaming, "No, no, no, no. What does that do?
Their dog hyped up.
Right. Their dog now hears
what I think.
No. Their dog now hears this screaming. So it's like people
Right.
go, basically the master's doing what Eric does all the time, screaming, getting you more excited than you need to be. So then the dog thinks it needs to attack. I mean, basically the dog hears screaming. It's like a person who screams at their crying child. You're doing the same
Which
thing.
only results in them crying more.
Would you let him talk, bitch?
No, I'm actually adding in pertinent things, so it's different.
Right. So why people who shouldn't have pets and shouldn't have kids are the people having pets and kids? And I think that's what goes on the hate napkin. But this is a little sub-hate in the fact that, like, yeah, don't get your dog all excited and be like, no, stop. Like, all the dog hears is screaming and you getting agitated and excited. And you're escalating the situation because you're a fucking moron.
This is solved very simply, and I totally agree with you.
Get a leash because you don't know how to own a dog.
Having once been bitten by a 170-pound Anatolian shepherd in the nuts. So I couldn't agree with you more. But here's what I think should happen on a society level. This isn't politics. This is just general society. Whatever punishment we dole out to the animal, we dole out to the owner. Right. Sorry, it's time to put you both down.
Or
sorry,
we're
gonna castrate
calm. Just remain chill. Which I know
no.
you only escalate situations, so you're not even understanding what I'm saying. Because all you ever do is escalate.
Shut the fuck up.
You just calm the fuck down.
Shut the fuck up, or I'm gonna reach through my fucking
Take a
camera
deep breath, and you calm the fuck down. Okay. Baby crying, pick the baby up. Eric acting out, comfort him. Eric, you always have the best interrupting comments. Eric, I'm giving you the attention you need that your father didn't give you right now.
Okay. Here actually brings up, talk about sub-hate. Here's a totally sub-comment. The beauty of this show and the reason it's successful, I figured it out. I totally figured it out. One of us hates dogs and loves cats. One of us hates cats and loves dogs. And one of us loves dogs and cats. And two of us are assholes and one's a good person. She doesn't have an asshole? Oh, she's got no asshole? Can we start a GoFundMe?
No.
I can be down there. I've got this plug and drill. I can be there in like 10 minutes. All that shit's been building up for 75, 60 years. I'm in so much trouble.
I would like to tell our audience that the reason that Gus has not been photobombing every episode is that sadly he has cancer, or he had cancer, and I did the humane thing and put him down. And I put him on the bed where he always laid,
Oh,
So, but the good news is I'm getting Cletus another dog, and he happens to be a puppy from Gus's grandmother. And so technically we'll be adopting Gus's uncle, even though he's a
What
newborn
do you
pup.
think? What do you think that dog's gonna think when it first arrives into your home and like climbs up on the bed to get all cozy and like smells its burnt, murdered.
Nephew.
Yeah.
No, I will move Gus off of the bed.
Okay, because
So
I'm just
that-
thinking the dog is gonna be like, oh, am I next? Are you? Are you?
You mean the way you guys are always next when it comes to me? No, I will move Gus.
Well, I don't think the
But-
dog will. No.
it's Mozart's Requiem, you assholes.
Oh,
In
Is this
honor
what-
of Gus.
honestly, this sounds like a Showtime show before you murder a bunch of people. It's like the
You
music.
know what I hate? Musical interludes.
Fine, I was just trying to play a little Mozart for Gus, but fuck it.
A little Requiem music. Yes, I appreciate it.
Here's something I hate, by the way. About the only organization left on earth that I will donate to is the Arbor Day Foundation. Because the way I figure it, trees are the last innocent thing left on earth. Everything else is cruel and horrible, but trees are fine. Trees are good. Let's plant more trees. We need more trees. After we're gone, hopefully the trees will remain. So I give money quite often to the Arbor Day Foundation. At the same time, I have to put them on the hate napkin. Because every 4 days, I receive this gigantic packet from the Arbor Day Foundation asking me for help and whatnot. And you basically took my money and you killed the very thing you stand for to ask me for more money. Is Arbor Day Foundation, is there not a better way we can do this?
I just want to share with you guys some.
Yes, the
some-
trees are
kind
paying
of-
us back.
the kind of stories that are appearing in the Vietnam press, because so you just see
No, wait a
these
second.
stories of
What I
where
like about
the
what I like
trees are
about this page-
attacking traffic. Like the
Wait,
trees are
Don't-
the trees are causing global warming, I think.
Wait,
in the
just
stories I'm
don't
reading.
No, they're
keep
not.
keep the screen share on while we'll take a total sidebar here from Arbor Day and trees. I like how the important tabs across the top are classical, weather, Vietnam sport, and Miss International Queen. What the bloody hell is? Will you please click that tab? Miss International Queen.
I'm happy to.
What the fuck is that? Newly crowned queen seeks launch of Vietnam's first ever transgender beauty pageant.
Well, this one
Oh,
stuck
that's
out to
pretty-
me, but you know, to each his own.
Vietnamese singer wins international transgender beauty pageant in Thailand. She
Wow, that
wild
was
crowds
quick.
in Thailand. Yeah, she wowed them in Bangkok. What can I say? With her intelligence and elegance. Okay, so back to the Arbor Day Foundation. I love them. And if actually you're going to give money to anywhere, I would strongly encourage you to support the Arbor Day Foundation. We need more trees. At the same time, Arbor Day Foundation, why are you killing all of the trees to ask for my support? That's like, wait, that's why if I gave money to the St. Jude Foundation, if like like a month later they sent me a newsletter printed on baby skin.
God.
Look at these
I mean-
killers. Look at these killers. These
Oh, yeah.
killers.
He's like, the tree's like, I've had
horror.
enough. I've had enough.
Here's
I
another
can't
one.
take it."
Oh,
A few days ago, Polly from Bali called me up and said, hey, whatever you do, stop. Remember, we're audio mostly. Stop showing visual things. So this entire episode has been derailed by pictures of a fucking tree in Vietnam.
watch us on YouTube. It'll all make
Actually, or don't.
No, do. Hey,
Anyway.
do you know what I have planned for this afternoon, Eric? I'm
Killing-
planting trees in my yard at my new house.
Oh. Like actual trees, or are they
Actual
seeds?
trees. I got 4 blue Chinese wisteria trees.
That's racist.
But that's me all over, isn't it?
Blue Chinese. What are we trying to say here?
I'm sorry, what were you saying about me being a racist?
Then again, don't watch us on YouTube. Other stuff.
Oh, please continue. We love to hear from you.
I hate the fact that everybody today has their own microphone and a voice. That's the problem with today. The problem with today is that any old asshole
So you don't
figures
have
they can
anything.
go out to Best Buy, get a microphone and a camera, set up some stupid show on Anchor FM, by the way, which is one of our sponsors, and just like start talking and opining as if what they have to say matters. That's just bullshit, not the way it's meant to be. I hate the fact that, listen, I think the three of us are genius, but everybody else. You know what really pisses me off is all these celebrity actors who start their own podcasts as if they actually have something interesting to say. You know the only interesting thing about them is somebody gave them words to say. They have somebody else's words, and they're talented so that when they speak somebody else's words, it's interesting. But if they have their own words to say in front of a camera, they're just as stupid as us. But they are hogging up the podcast waves, right?
So you have
I just
nothing
think it's-
too? Is that that's what you're saying?
Listen, we listen. It's not just that we have nothing. We've had 40 some episodes of nothing.
We're
Very-
the Seinfeld of podcasts.
This is season 1, episode 47 of absolute bullshit. And this is getting to my point of everybody has a microphone and it's stupid. What person out there who is super famous absolutely should not have a podcast? And we'll start with Pauly from Bali,
Hang on, I'm
who actually the only famous people he knows are from the mid 90s. So this should be interesting.
I would say Andy Dick because he was never funny. But
Funny.
I don't know that he has a podcast.
I don't even know if he's alive. I think Andy Dick.
He
died.
is. Gilbert Gottfried is dead, but Andy Dick.
Oh, well, then you're right. Actually, this show should be in honor of Gilbert Gottfried. Oh, wait, I'm going to retract our question and make this interesting. What's the most embarrassing moment in your life? What is the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to you?
Doing the Hate Napkin podcast.
I was going to
Being on-
say, aside from agreeing to do this,
Yes. Okay.
I'm hard to embarrass. So,
Should I start?
yes.
Okay. So I grew up in a super. I grew up in a cult. So when I got to go to college, it was a pretty special thing. So freshman week, my college, they gathered all of the incoming students into this big, gymnasium, and we were all going to have fun and games. And that's when my anus started to bleed. I finally got to be around peers of my own age and hang out. And I'm sitting there, and my anus started bleeding.
For what reason?
Probably from sheer excitement. But, I ran off to the bathroom. I was like, oh, my butthole is bleeding. What is going on? I finally get to be around some kids my own age, and my asshole starts to bleed. So, I did what anybody would do. I packed in a bunch of paper towels and went back to the gym to hang out with the kids. But there's just, something about your asshole bleeding that makes you somewhat stressed. Why would this be happening at this particular moment? I don't know. The gods who squish us are always there. That's all I have to say. So that was a pretty embarrassing moment. And the show is about being honest. I didn't do anything wrong. My asshole just started bleeding while I was trying to meet friends for the first time in my whole fucking life. Next.
I'm thinking I'm just not easily embarrassed. I do stupid shit and I just laugh it off. I don't.
Your asshole never just started bleeding?
No, I
spontaneous?
have not had spontaneous anal bleeding.
Spontaneous SAB. It's a condition, SAB. Spontaneous anal bleeding. Pauly, have you ever suffered from SAB?
My most embarrassing thing.
Oh.
I was at a party
Mm-hmm.
when I first got to Saigon, and I was a bunch of expats. It's like it was really a vibrant expat community then, and it was just fantastic. So I'm new, and I have a party trick that I do, and the party trick, I would just stick my finger in the fan and stop the finger with my fan, or the fan with my finger. Stop the fan with my finger. So
this is actually this is a lexical amusement as well.
So in Ho Chi Minh City, I'm at the party and we had all moved into this new house, and I stick my finger in the fan, and I'm a little drunk, as I am usually when I do this trick, and sometimes I've stopped the fan with other body parts, so it's really good that I had started with the finger. Apparently, the safety measures are not the same in Asia, because blood, I see red just splattering the wall behind me, and I'm like, what's that? And I pull my finger out. My finger is just bleeding. Blood's on the floor everywhere. People are like shocked. What? They're like, what are you doing?
This is actually an amazing party trick.
Right. But I'm so drunk and I'm so confused because I'm like, I've done this like probably 10, 15 times. So I take my left hand, stick it in, and then that's blood just spurting everywhere. I pull that out, and I'm like, no, this is
this is the most amazing party trick I've ever heard of.
It was when I realized like things are not the same over here necessarily, and that's party trick is no longer one to
a part of your repertoire.
That party trick stays on my continent of birth. Oh my god!
But that was so embarrassing.
I can see Pauly on this nuclear submarine. Wait a second, I've got this trick. I stick my finger in the propeller. Holy shit! Okay, that's good. I actually like that. And frankly, I think that's the best party trick ever. Come on, Carla, give us an embarrassing moment.
I'm serious. You two are like my best friends. I am beyond embarrassment.
Just knowing us?
Just admitting that you two are like two of my best friends.
I'm not going to say it back. I'm not going to say it back.
It wouldn't hurt my feelings.
I've got so many. We could actually start an entirely different podcast called Eric's Embarrassing Moments. I'm so riddled with them.
Sorry, mine would begin and end with episode 1, and it would last 10 seconds.
Oh, well, that's what usually I do. If I last 10 seconds, that's great. I'm kind of like a mating duck.
What is a mating duck like?
10 seconds.
Okay. That would be embarrassing.
Only they have a curly Q penis and I'm just regular. Still, I don't know. I think bleeding rectum beats bleeding finger. I'm not sure. Although you had 2 bleeding fingers. All of our embarrassing moments probably include blood. Well, there's the time I was running around Jerusalem in jelly shoes and got knocked out by an Israeli Defense Force team.
No, I just thought of another one. And that was when I was too old for this kind of thing. I was probably in like 3rd grade.
You third
Okay.
grade?
I was probably in like 2nd or 3rd grade.
Oh, is this about your uncle?
No. I enjoyed that. That like I finally became the man I wanted to be. So this was about Catholic school, right? And I'm in the
Of course.
room, in the
Oh my God.
room, Catholic school, reading time in a circle, and I'm like I'm probably 2nd grade. I'm sitting up against the wall, and we're in like a little circle, and we're all reading whatever. So we were lectured about people leaving to go to the bathroom to get out of class. They scared the hell out of us. Like, you cannot leave class with this BS bathroom excuse. Just scared the hell out of us, right? So
Right.
I'm like terrified and I have to pee. So I'm just trying to hold my pee. And I can't hold my pee anymore. And I just wet myself in a pool
Of blood.
of
P.
pee,
Focus.
kind of. And I remember my best friend at the time, Alex Balco. Alex Balco goes, "Teacher,
You did not just say his name.
the wall
did
is
not.
leaking. The wall is leaking." And I'm like, "Yeah, the wall is leaking. The wall is leaking." And the teacher knew right away, because of course I like pissed myself. And the teacher's like, "Go to the nurse." This was not the embarrassing part. The 2nd graders didn't know. They thought the wall was leaking. At the nurse's
The
office.
embarrassing part is that the nurse thought the wall was leaking.
No, the embarrassing part is the nurse goes, "Oh, well, we have uniforms. Well, here's a uniform, but it's an 8th grader's uniform." So
Oh,
I'm
no.
wearing a uniform for like an 8th grader that's gigantic. So everyone in the school knows that I pissed myself the rest of the day.
I think it's important to be honest about your embarrassing moment, because I feel like it helps other people get through life. I really don't care. I'm just a skin sack full of crap. But and literally that's where my embarrassing tale leads. So I was in a northern state, let's not say Pennsylvania, visiting a dear friend. And I was sleeping in their guest bedroom in the basement, and there was a bathroom adjoining. And I woke up in the middle of the night, and boy, did I have to go. And so I went. Number 2, in the guest bathroom, toilet, which suddenly backed up.
Oh.
At 1 a.m. And it's one of those moments where like it's like an action hero. You see what's happening and you fall to the bottom, you're like and you start twisting the pressure gauge on the water to stop it.
God.
Like you get it just in time before overflow.
Oh
But
God.
now I'm dealing with a massive crap in the toilet. What am I gonna do? Wake my friends up and say, "I'm sorry, I just took a giant shit and it's about to get all over your floor"? So I did what any reasonable person would do.
Reached your arm into it.
I went to the garage and looked for tools, and I found them. I was like, "Here's a trowel. Here's a bucket." So I found all the necessary tools. I went back to the bathroom. I scooped all of my shit and toilet paper and all that crap out of the toilet. And I opened the back door and went out into their backyard. And I dug a hole in the garden. And I planted my shit in their garden. Not knowing, the funny thing is there was no plunger. Of all the things, there was everything in the world but a plunger. Anyways, so I planted all this shit in their backyard, in their garden. Like
At 1 a.m.
Yeah, this is like I was digging bulbs, planting bulbs.
My God.
And I got back in and I fixed the toilet and I got it, it finally flushed. Whatever was clogging it up is in their garden now. Next morning I wake up They've got this big Saint Bernard.
Oh, God. He dug it up.
We're all sitting around the breakfast table, and the dog, the Saint Bernard, is in the backyard, and both of them, my friend and her husband, are going, what's Olaf digging around? What's going on out there? Olaf is never that involved in the garden. Olaf doesn't care about flowers. What's going on out there? I'm just sitting there going, beats me. The dog is like trying to dig this shit up. Going, and the dog is like, who the fuck shat in my garden last night?
Oh my God.
And you never told them?
They don't. Well, now I just did.
Now it's known.
Please
No,
let
it's
them
not.
be fans of the show.
Welcome to the bleeding annals of hate.